people. It is significant in the sense that being enlightened brings a full stop to your desires, longings, searching. And all that you have done down the edges is only desiring, seeking, dreaming, hoping. And one is afraid to come to a point where suddenly you find there is no way to go, nowhere to go, that you have arrived. You are saying when you said last night that everyone is enlightened, it really freaked me out. It freaked many out, it freaked many in. But it certainly freaked. And it brought on the surface something that you must have been carrying within your unconscious. And without this freaking out, it may not have come to the surface. You are saying it looks like I am much more at ease with being unenlightened and searching for it, rather than just being enlightened. You are saying something immensely significant, not only about you, but about human mind as such. It is at ease in hoping. It is at ease if there is a tomorrow. The goal may be far away, but if the goal is there, it is at ease. It does not want to come to a standstill. That feels very uneasy, because we have become accustomed of dreaming, running after goals, never arriving, but always trying to arrive. The goal seems to be just close by, but the distance between you and the goal remains the same whatever you do. It is almost like the horizon. You go towards it, it goes on receding back in the same proportion. This has been the training of our mind. This is what we are. Hence, although you are just a beggar dreaming about kingdoms, you are at ease. It happens in many ways. You will not find poor people thinking about the meaning of life. You will not find poor people even bothering whether there is something like enlightenment or not. Only when a civilization becomes richer, people become educated, their bodily needs are fulfilled, suddenly they start thinking about faraway goals. Then they start searching in many dimensions. They are searching, but deep down they don't want to arrive to the conclusion. This is a strange dilemma. But if you understand rightly, you can see the point. The point is, mind can live only in movement. When there is no movement, time stops, mind stops, only you are. It was not you who freaked out, it was your mind with which you are absolutely identified. Unless you create a distance between the mind and you the witness, you will remain searching money, power, prestige, God, paradise, enlightenment, anything will do. Just it should keep you going on. Any direction is okay. Just stopping is dangerous. Because the moment you stop, mind dies. The moment you stop, your personality dies. The moment you stop, you disappear into the oceanic existence. Hence the fear. I have told you a beautiful story about Rabindranath. In one of his poems, he has the same glimpse that is expressed in your question. In the poem, he says that I have been searching for God many lives. Sometimes I saw him near a faraway star, and I was immensely happy that although the star is far away, but it is not impossible to reach, and I started moving. But by the time I have reached the star, God has moved to some other place. But he was visible, although so far away, but inviting, creating hope. And I went on running around the universe in many, many lives. And one day it happened. I came to the house of God. I could not believe that I have arrived. It was such a shock. But still I stepped towards the door, and as I was going to knock on the door, my hand suddenly got frozen. A thought arose in me that just wait a minute and think over it. It is written outside the door, this is the house of God. If by chance it turns out to be really the house of God, then you are finished. What you are going to do then? For millions of years, your training is only for searching. You are perfectly disciplined as a seeker. But finding, that is absolutely new. You are not acquainted with it. And moreover, a finding of the ultimate, the absolute God, beyond which there is nothing to search. What you will be doing then? What you will be? And it is going then to be forever an eternal situation of a full stop. He took out his shoes in his hands. He was afraid that he will be going back down the steps. If God hears some noise outside and opens the door, and then he ran away, not looking back. And the poem is beautiful because it says, I am again searching him. I know him, his house. I go on avoiding it. I go in every direction. But I keep myself far away from the house where he is. Because I know meeting him is going to be my disappearance. Enlightenment is nothing but your disappearance. It is nothing but a pure silence. Naturally, one feels afraid. And one starts thinking it is better to remain unenlightened and searching for it. The story that I told you from Rabindranath's poem is your story. It is everybody's story. That's why I say you are enlightened, but you don't want to recognize it. You want to find some way so that you can start searching enlightenment again. In the search is the mind, in the search is the ego, in the search is the personality, in the search are all the saints, the sages, the prophets, the incarnations of God. In the search, the moment you arrive, you are just a pure silence, a nothingness, alive, abundantly alive, overflowingly alive, full of fragrance, but now there is no movement. You will remain in this silence for eternity. I think everybody of you has returned from the house, knows the way, knows the house, and is still searching and seeking and asking, where is the house of God, where I can find Him? The moment you understand the reason of your search is not that you are not enlightened, the reason of your search is that the mind wants to go on living, and it can live only in your unenlightenment. You have to choose. You can choose the mind and go on seeking for eternity, for that which is right now available this very moment. Or you can choose the state of no mind, no movement, and disappear in the cosmos, in the eternal peace, in the splendor of the universe. But it all depends on you. It is your freedom. The biblical story that God drove out Adam and Eve from paradise is certainly wrong. It is Adam and Eve who escaped. Because in the garden of paradise, there was no possibility to be a prophet, no possibility to be someone special, no possibility for any ego to arise. In the garden of paradise, you and the trees and the animals are all equal. Seeing this situation, my own understanding is that Adam and Eve escaped. They were not driven out. It was a revolt against a state where everything was available and there was no way to find anything new, escaping from that kingdom, men started searching. I have reasons to say that in India, the 24 Tirthankaras of the Jainas are all kings who renounced their kingdoms. Gautam Buddha was going to be the king, the only son of an old father. He escaped before he was crowned as a king. The ceremonies were ready because the old man wanted him to be crowned before himself. He wanted to see his son on the throne. Seeing the situation, Gautam Buddha escaped because he has seen everything. He has all that was possible in those days to anybody in his possession. The most beautiful women of the kingdom were collected just for his pleasure. His father has made 3 different palaces in different places for different seasons. In India, just in my childhood, seasons were absolutely certain. They became disturbed only after Second World War. Otherwise, 4 months for each season, and it was absolutely determined, exact date and the winter comes, exact date and the winter goes. And the old king has made 4 beautiful palaces in his kingdom. So when there is summer, he can move to a hill station. When it is winter, too cold, he can come to the plains near a beautiful river. When it was too much rainy, he has found a place for him where it was a pleasure, not in any way a trouble, because there are places where Gautam Buddha was born just nearby. Perhaps in the whole world, that is the place where it rains the most, 500 inches per year. In Pune, it rains only 70 inches. Even to live in a nearby place, Khandala, is very difficult. It rains 200 inches. That means for days it goes on raining, you cannot come out. For days there is no sun, For days it is just rain and rain. Just conceive 500 inches. Continuously for 4 months there will not be a single day perhaps when it was not raining. And great floods. The father has found a far away place where rain was near about 40-50 inches. Just a pleasure. Gautam Buddha became tired, bored, because everything that he needed was handed over to him, even without his asking. It is a strange situation that when you are poor you want to be rich, and when you are rich suddenly you feel that you have gained everything but you have lost hope. Now there is nowhere to go. You have come to the last rung of the ladder, and sitting there on the last rung of the ladder you look simply foolish and nothing else. This accounts for the differences in the religions which were born in India and the religions which were born outside India. It needs a tremendous psychological insight. Jesus is a poor man. Moses is also not a rich man. He could have been a rich man, but he discovered that he is a Jew and he wanted to be with his own race, and he renounced all the powers and went into a great revolt against the Egyptian kings. Muhammad was also a poor man. These three poor men have created three religions outside India. The three religions created in India are all created by kings. Rama and Krishna are kings. Mahavira, Adinatha are kings. Gautam Buddha is a king. And you can see the difference between the religions. Because of these people's situations, Gautam Buddha does not promise you any paradise where beautiful women will be available to you, where rivers of wine will be flowing. Strange, but not inexplicable. He is fed up with women, he is fed up with wine, he is fed up with everything that money can purchase. All that he can promise to his disciples is a pure silence. But Muhammad cannot do that. Jesus cannot do that. Jesus has to provide in his paradise all those beautiful things which poor people are missing on the earth. Muhammad provides rivers of wine, beautiful women, and you will be shocked to know, because homosexuality was very much prevalent in Saudi Arabia. In paradise, beautiful boys are also provided for the sages. Jesus provides everything that a poor man can dream and can hope. Mahavira provides only absolute aloneness. This will not appeal to a poor man. He is already very lonely. And you have come, and to attain to that aloneness, he has to go through all these disciplines. Is he mad? He wants things. He wants beautiful women. He wants beautiful men. He wants beautiful houses. And you have come here that you have to fast, you have to train yourself in yoga, you have to meditate, and finally you will get a pure nothingness. This can appeal only to the very rich. They are tired of things. They want just silence. They are tired of people. They want pure aloneness. The poor man is not tired. He has not even got the chance to be tired with money. He is hoping someday he will be having money, having a beautiful house. One day I was stopped on the road. I was going to the university, and a beautiful woman gave me a pamphlet. I said, what it is? She said, everything is explained in it, and if you are interested, the phone number is given. Going to the university, just driving, I looked at the pamphlet, a beautiful house. By the side of a mountainous river, great tall trees, and a question, do you want this house? I thought that in this city at least, there is no such house. But perhaps I don't know. If it is available, it is worth looking into the details. I turned the page, and inside the details are given that if you become a follower of Jesus Christ, in the kingdom of God, you will have even better houses than you have just seen on the other side of the page. When a poor man creates a religion, it is bound to be full of your desires, your greed, full of your lust, and a promise that everything will be fulfilled. And when a rich man creates a religion, then his religion is going to be a purity, a silence, a beautiful space, but you are one with that beautiful space, not separate. Looking at the religion, their holy books, you can decide whether those holy books are coming from poor people or from people who have known the riches. And remember one thing, the poor man's paradise is just a projection. That's why all the religions that have been created outside India, just a coincidence. They don't have the quality, the superiority, the grandeur that Indian religions have. But India is no more rich. Those religions were created some 7,000 years before, some 5,000 years before, some 25 centuries before. Today, even the Indian masses have turned into Christians. Christianity is now the third greatest religion in India. They have turned to Mohammedanism, which is now the second greatest religion in India. Hinduism goes on shrinking. More and more people go on turning towards Christianity, Mohammedanism, because more and more people are poor. And Hinduism has nothing to offer to the poor people. They are not interested in nirvana. They are not interested in meditation. They are not interested in their inner being. You can see it here. If anybody descends from the Mars and looks into this commune, he will not be able to think that this commune exists in India. How many Indians are here? Because the religion that I am providing for you is the highest possible. It is not for those who are seeking for employment, not for those who are hungry, starving. It needs intelligence to understand me. It needs a kind of frustration with the world, a kind of the experience that all that this world provides is meaningless, that it leads nowhere, that it is sheer wastage of life. Something more is needed, something that money cannot purchase, something that science cannot produce, something that is not available in the market, something that you have to find within yourself. But why people are not interested in themselves? Perhaps in their past lives, at some moment they had reached to the house of God, and since they have been running away from it, although they give good names for their running, that they are running in search of God, they are running in search of self-realization, they are running for enlightenment, but in fact they are running from exactly these things away, as far away as possible. But you cannot run, because your enlightenment is your very being. Whether you like it or not, existence has not asked you whether you want to be born or not. Neither existence has asked you whether you want enlightenment in your innermost core or not. Existence does not treat you as separate, hence there is no question of asking you. You are part and parcel of this beautiful universe, and this universe goes on moving into different forms, but the innermost core remains the same light, the same joy, the same celebration. It is frightening to you, niyama, because then there will be no movement. But I have been in this full staff for 35 years, and not for a single moment I have felt that I am in a wrong situation. People ask me that for 2 hours you don't move your legs. I have also thought why I don't move my legs. Then finally I discovered that there is no need. I'm not walking, why I should move? This is not only here that I am sitting like that. Whole day I am sitting in my chair just like that. And you must be puzzled what I am doing in my room. Just sitting. And there is not even grass growing. Nothing is happening. And I am perfectly happy. Not even for a single moment a desire, even to go into the ashram and look what kind of stupid things are happening. Just last night when you all had become enlightened, Nirvana told me you must have been there. I heard the noise. I said, this is enough for me, that my people have become enlightened. Just I am worried what will happen to their enlightenment in the morning. And I can see that you shouted unnecessarily. Not even a single one has become enlightened. You can try it today again. Because this is the place where you have to become enlightened. And just watch Sardar Gurudayal Singh. Most probably he will become enlightened before anybody else. He shouts better, he laughs better. What more is needed? Pope the Pollock and a nun arrive in a small town in the middle of the Sahara Desert, riding a very fresh and alive-looking camel. The Pope is completely exhausted and decides to have a few days vacation. He checks into a caravanserai for the night, and the next morning comes out of the tent wearing his underpants and carrying a towel across his shoulder. "Excuse me," he asked one of the Bedouins, "but can you tell me how far it is to the water?" "Ah," the Arab replies, "a few 100 miles." "Shit," says Pope the Pollock, "I guess I will have to stay on the beach today." 100 miles away, then it is better to stay at the beach. Amar Saperstein dies suddenly with an enormous erection. The undertaker, Moise Finkelstein, tries everything to make it shrink. He puts cold water on it, then packs it in ice cubes, but nothing works. Finally, they decide that they have only one option. They cut a hole in the lid of the coffin and cover it with a sheet. On the way to the cemetery, the coffin is carried past two little old ladies sitting on a bench. Well, there goes old Amos, says Grandma Kravitz. I hope his family gave him a proper send-off. Just then a gust of wind blows the seat off the top of the coffin. The tight-fisted bastards, says Grandma, look at that, only one lousy flower. And the last, before you start becoming enlightened again, a priest with a huge prick has terrible trouble getting any woman to sleep with him. At the local whorehouse, it is always the same answer, sorry father, I wish I could, but that monster is much too big for me. In desperation, the priest thinks up a cunning scheme. He visits a whorehouse on the other side of the town, where no one knows him, picks out a girl, and takes her to the bedroom. Once they are inside, the priest tells the girl he is very shy, and then says, do you mind if I undress with the lights out? She agrees. Then as he climbs on top of her, she says, do you know, father, I am really glad this is what you came here for. When you first walked through the door, I was sure you were just going to talk to me about Jesus Christ. Okay, Marisa.
Yes, Bhagwan.